Hello, America. That's the sound of a good old beer being cracked. That's me chugging the beer. It's Homer Cocktail 9 Political Ponderances. Mitt Romney is a homo sapien. Just like all of us. Okay? And, yeah, he bleeds red blood, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so anyhow, he has 10 fingers and 2 legs and puts his pants on one at a time. He's very much like you and me, except for there are differences. Mitt Romney is a dick. Because his ideology is very similar to Cheney's. The furthest left he is a moderate, and they're making fun of him for that now because he's changing his policies on the fly. He had promised the ultra-rich all these tax breaks, and I guess he's reneging or changing his mind about that. So, he's different in... and I want to point out, I have a lot of... Not a lot, but I have enough Mormon friends that I went to high school with. I actually come from Fontana, and for some reason there's a significant amount of people, my Spanish teacher and some other people. But let's think about ideology stemming from our religious upbringing. And Mitt Romney was a missionary in France when he was young. Got in a car crash and someone died, and no one talks about that. But let's read from this Book of Mormon, another testament of Jesus Christ, and some instituted racism, or at least strongly apparent. Wherefore, okay, we're starting at the top. 2 Nephi 5:21. Wherefore, as they were white and exceedingly fair and delightsome, that they might not be enticing unto my people, the Lord God did cause a skin of blackness to come upon them. We're not talking metaphor here, where Jesus is the light or anything. We're talking straight up skin color here. This book portrays people with darker skin as such that it's not because you're closer to the pole, South Pole, North Pole, where you lose your pigmentation, but rather because of some plan that's divine out there. Let's go to the 2 Nephi 36 here. And then shall they rejoice, for they shall know that it is a blessing unto them from the hand of God, and their scales of darkness shall begin to fall from their eyes, and many generations shall not pass away among them, save they shall be a white and delightsome people. And then they have a book of Jacob in that Book of Mormon there. Their skins will be whiter than yours. Revile no more against them because of the darkness of their skins. This is institutionalized, and if, well, we could talk about the chair, we could talk about a lot of things, but look at the events where these Republicans are at. And what you're going to see is a disproportionate amount of white people compared to the demographics of the United States as a whole. And the few black people that seem to be at these conventions, I've heard it from someone that's of African American descent. Uncle Toms is what they call them. They're very whitewashed. And I don't think it's fair that we can't call people on it. They've been talking about Barack as a Muslim all this time. I think he goes to Christian churches. This reminds me of George Carlin, the late George Carlin. Because Romney all of a sudden is getting tough on Iran and Russia. And during one of his, great stand-up acts, here's what George Carlin said. We can bomb the shit out of your country, all right? Especially if your country is full of brown people. Oh, we like that, don't we? That's our hobby. That's our new job in the world, bombing brown people. Iraq, Panama, Grenada, Libya. You got some brown people in your country. Tell them to watch the fuck out, or we will goddamn bomb them. Well, when is the last white people you can remember that we bombed? Can you remember the last white people? Can you remember any white people we have ever bombed? The Germans. Those are the only ones, and that is only because they were trying to cutting in our action. They wanted to dominate the world. Bullshit. That's our fucking job. Now, we only bomb brown people, not because they are trying to cutting in their action, just because they are brown. Now, I got this from the internet, obviously, and that's the way it was actually written. They were trying to cutting, but you know, I have this from memory, so I didn't feel like going back, and you get the gist there. Now I want to tell you what's going on in this election, guys, and I felt this coming from 2011. Is I saw Michelle Bachmann there, I saw Herman Cain, and those are tokens, man. Okay? Neither one was allowed in the convention to speak. Neither was Sarah Palin, who was on a ticket in 2008, because they want to get by with the minimal amount of minorities involved. This seems to be the case. We could talk about Rumsfeld and Cheney and Bush, who weren't speakers as well. We could talk about Trump, who was one of the first to endorse Romney, not allowed to speak. What we got here is there's three methods of persuasion. Ethos is an appeal to authority. Logos is a very logical explanation of things. And pathos is what this election has become. It's become Big Bird. And it's become all this fuzzy math, going back to 2000. They haven't used the term. But this motherfucker will not explain his goddamn stance on anything. Okay? Because it's his way or the highway. No, that's bullshit, guy. Alright? Come up with a plan and explain that this plan might get modified. But you have no fucking plan, guy. Okay? And I'm thinking about this crap with the Iran and the Russia. Okay? Is it that George Carlin was on to something? We're going to bomb Iran because of they're brown. Okay? These things are pathos, man. Okay? George Bush and Dick Cheney were held as war criminals in Malaysia in a Nuremberg kind of trial, because they ignore the United Nations protocols of inspectors. And Desmond Tutu, Nobel Peace Prize winner, also said that they should be tried as war criminals. And why have we become a country of whims? Logos, logic. Why have we strayed from that? Okay? You got Iran, right? And they're brown. And you got Russia. That's the new Germany, I guess, because they're cutting into our action, right? So I wonder about this stuff. So, I want to mention, too, they criticized Barack Obama for looking down. Did it look like Mitt Romney was checking him out, kind of? That's just some kind of personal, okay? But more than that, I want you to ask yourself if the guy that caught bin Laden, we had 8 years to catch him with Bush, and we caught him with this current administration. Can he call that weak on foreign policy like Romney's trying to charge? Or is it that Romney and the Republicans have become weak in diplomacy and weak in Christian values? Okay? We're trying to kill people as our top method of dealing with the world as a whole. Now, in conclusion, vote for Gary Johnson for President of the United States in 2012. He's a libertarian. That's all I have for now. Do, 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 do. Homer Cocktail Line!